All right, she ran off the trail following the rabbit through rocks and sandy soil. Means the previous page we have seen that she's following the rabbit. So she ran up the trail that following the rabbit through the rocks and sandy trail, sandy soil. So she didn't get the idea that where she's going. She's going to lost. Kareem and Yasmin tried to call her back, like they were calling her name, like Raban, Raban, Rabin, Rabin, right? But she wouldn't listen because she wanted to catch that furry rabbit. The rabbit hopped over a dead tree, so Rabin followed it. It ran up a small hill. It leaped a wide riverbed. Means wherever the rabbit was going, she was following that rabbit. While Rabble was running after it, the rabbit jumped into some thorny bushes and she lost sight of it. That she was following the rabbit, trying to catch the rabbit, but when rabbit jumped into the thorny bushes, so she lost the sight of it. I mean, she couldn't find that where the rabbit is going now, right? Or where the rabbit is hiding. Uh, the question and answer we will write in the when we'll finish the story. You see all these questions. What did Robin see next? How did she feel? What did she do? These questions we will write. Hope when inshallah you come to school. So she sat down in the shade of a tree and looked around at the unfamiliar surroundings. Unfamiliar surrounding that which you don't know about, where you're going very first time, visiting very first time, surrounding the places around you. So in the tree above hung a rather large beehive. You see that beehive? This is the beehive, large beehive. So uh, from the beehive you can get the honey, and the bees are very when you're touching them and you're irritating the bees, so they can bite you as well, and it's so painful sometimes, right? As Rabin sat there unaware of the beehive, she noticed a lot of bees gathering around her. They were buzzing back and forth. Buzzing is the sound, zzz, the sound they make back and forth from here and there again, right? And Rabin didn't like bees. She jumped up and ran as fast as she could. Here in this picture that we can see, the bees are following the rabbit, and the rabbit, so Rabin is running so fast as she can. She ran into the bushes and realized that she was lost. Man, she left her home. She don't know that where she is now. Nothing looked familiar to her. Mean that she familiar that she don't know where is she. She doesn't uh, see all these things before or this place before. Where were Kareem and Yasmin? Now she's thinking about it. Why hadn't she listened to what her mother had said? You know that what the mother was saying, that do not leave the path, otherwise you will be hurt and it can be dangerous for you. So she didn't listen that voice of her mother, and she left the path for just she was trying to catch the furry rabbit. That's why. She sat down on a rock and started to cry now because she thought that now she is lost. As she sobbed, she heard a hissing sound. She looked at the ground and she saw a cobra. Cobra is a very big snake, right? So it was slithered, the hissing sound like like the cobra makes, the snake makes the sound. That is called the hissing sound, right? it was coiled up. You know that the cobra, how it sits like the coiled up, let me tell you, like this. This is how, this is the coiled up. This is called, this shape is called coiled up. And its tongue was flickering, like it makes the tongue out of its mouth and then in, in, out, you know, the cobra, like this is called the flickering, the tongue. And its head was flat and wobbled back and forth. Like maybe if you have seen the cobra, so you can easily recognize that how a cobra looks like the snake. Right? Let me show you that how it looks like the cobra, so you can understand as well. Minute. Okay, so this is the cobra. It's a very dangerous snake that you see its flat head. Let me show you some pictures of it. Yeah, this is called cobra. See that it's flat head. That's called the flat head. There are no hairs or no bone that you can find in its head, right? Okay, so this is cobra. Okay, and Rabin jumped up on top of the rock and watched the snake. It slithered across the sand. Slithered like the how the snake moves, right? Like and like this, like this. Fine. And but then it slunk away. Mean that uh, that she's the snake went away from her, right? And now she really began to cry. She was very frightened. And she should be, because she has, seen the beehive. The bees are following her. Now she has seen the cobra, and now she's very frightened. She's feeling mm, very, she's now scared. She hopped off the rock and started running back to the riverbed. She was walking along with when she saw something move. Her heart jumped as she thought it wasn't the rabbit. Maybe if she followed it again, it would lead her back to the Yasmin and Kareem. So she ran over to it, but she saw it was a small fox. It was not the rabbit. Reddish brown with a bushy tail, and it scurried into the bushes, scurried off again, and hide it into the bushes. It was not the rabbit, although it was a fox. Now she hung her head down and plodded along. Just give me a minute. So plodded along mean that when you are so tired and frightened and you are moving with very heavy steps, right? So she noticed tracks by the riverbed, like the crocodiles. She couldn't see a crocodile, but she thought that one might be waiting nearby. So she ran quickly down to the riverbed. So, boys, now this Rabin, she is in such a difficult situation. She's facing the bees now, then she faced the cobra, then she saw the fox, and now she is looking, she noticed that there are some signs of crocodile as well. which she don't want to see. She thought that maybe the crocodile is waiting nearby. So why it all happened? It all happened just because she didn't listen her mother's advice. She told her that do not leave the path, otherwise you will get hurt and it can become so dangerous for you. So this is what we are going to finish here uh, till today, and the next part of the story we will finish in our next class. All right.